lost in the post or something, you don't need to worry about it.
You don't need to worry about it. The beauty of it is, when they come, they'll look a little bit sad if they've been in the dark. Most of the time it doesn't, but I'm just telling you, for the people that have, there's probably about 5% of people that go, oh, the leaves weren't as bright as I thought. And they won't be if they've been on a...
And I said to Max, my other half's a farmer, isn't he? I went, what's in farmer's compost then?
Yeah.
And he went, oh,
no. Well, most of the bags, unless you read all the small print, you don't know.
Compost? Yeah. Is it because it's horse manure? He went, probably.
Probably, but ours has got 6 months of feed in it. Slow release, nutritious feed.
Yeah.
Some is superb, so you will get 2 well-developed plants, and then you're going to get pots that turn into hanging baskets if you want them to, so they're two-sided. For £20 today, you'll get the lot, and the fact that you get plant pots, if you've never tried this stuff, you have to try this stuff. This is not just compost. And all we've put up there, professional compost. That means nothing to nobody. Here's why our compost is better than anything I've ever used before. It's more than a decade ago now. I say it's a decade, it's longer than that. I was introduced to this compost, and I remember standing there with the guy from the nursery who says to me, this is not ordinary compost. And I go, listen, mate, soil's soil. And he goes,
no,
and it's not
soil
silly thing to say.
It really
it's not
isn't.
soil.
Yeah.
So I said, well, explain why this is different. And he explains it, and you still kind of go, yeah, whatever. Only when you try this will you believe how good this is. So I switched to it, and in the first year, I tried to grow everything, from begonias to fuchsias, but the first telling point was, in fact, a peach tree. And a peach tree,
go on about that peach tree.
Well, in the first year, you don't expect fruit off a peach tree unless you're lucky. I suddenly found myself lucky. So I grow a peach tree and I get fruit in year 1.
You had all the peaches.
Number 1, I've grown a peach in my garden in this country. Amazing. And I'm thinking, how have I done that? And literally, I did nothing but put it in this stuff. So suddenly I go, okay, I'll plant some other stuff in it. So I did poppies and then corn on the cob and I went through a whole array. I did potatoes in it. I mean, everything was absolutely fabulous. And I'm suddenly like, hang on, what did this guy say? Why is it so good? Let me explain why this is so good. So this is a trade secret. This is not available on the high street. It's not at your DIY stores, and it's available right now at £20 for 90 litres. So our price will go down now. £20, we've split the bags. Foxgloves,
are they a complex one? Do I need to put them in a certain compost? Do I need to put them in a certain place in the garden? I remember them being in sunny spots, but I remember in my mum's garden, she always put them next to roses. So,
no, and there's nothing that we'll select that has complexity attached to it. But one of the reasons that it's worth...
Because I always thought, with them looking so complex, they'd be complex, so are they not?
One of the reasons that we put this selection together every time we do gardening is to make your life easier.
Yeah.
We don't go with, here's a variety, but you'll need to get this, that, and that with it. Generally speaking, we do easy growing and the greatest hits of varieties. So we pick varieties so you don't have to worry about it. What you have to worry about is, can I get it before they disappear off my screen in the time that I've got? So this is an easy grower, as are everything else that we've done today. The roses are probably the very easiest. Then you've got begonias and fuchsias that are, you've got hardiness coming in. Even stuff like this, we've picked it because it should be something that you want to buy year after year and come back to us on. We've not picked things that are complex for technical gardeners. We've picked them for everybody to grow, so they should get results. The only thing I would say is, if you just put them in the ground, you're gambling. Use our compost with pretty much everything today to almost guarantee results, because our compost that we've got, which we'll come back to shortly, has 6 months worth of feed in it. Brilliant. We're about to see why these are so good. I've hardly reserved any, so there's 50 of one and there's about 75 of the other. These are what you get, a 6 litre, biggest pot we do. So the growth time it's taken to get them to this size obviously means we've got to charge, more than 5p for these. That's taken years to get to this position.
Yeah.
It comes in a large pot. You might want to repot it on, that's up to you.
Can I use those pink ones?